My obsession with RVs has gotten completely out of control, and this is what it's come to.
Yeah, dude.
My first RV experience was way back in 2003 when I headlined the second stage of Lollapalooza tour. I actually rented 2 tour buses on that tour so my buddy Ryan Simonetti could jump from one to the other and then onto a trailer behind it. It was so epic. After that, I didn't do a lot of touring on a bus or in an RV, but I did enough to really fall in love with it. So I found myself renting RVs to film stuff, like skyjacking in Northern California. I even started renting RVs just for fun, like when we went on this trip to the Grand Canyon. After that, I decided I had to have my own RV. So I bought this little camper van, and it was cute. It had everything too, a sink, a fridge, it slept 2 people. Plus I decided podcasting while driving would be great. If the airbags go off, we're in bad shape, and I'm not a really good driver. In fact, podcasting while driving is a terrible fucking idea, so I decided that I should get a bigger one that we could park and properly do it in there. I've always said that that red podcast van is the best purchase I ever made. It's fantastic.
Steve, what the fuck?
And right when I bought it, the pandemic started. So everybody had to shelter in place, and I was sheltering in place all over the fucking country. I would go surfing, podcast with John Jones in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's go. I don't like it. It had a second bed that dropped down from the ceiling. It had a stove, a microwave. I love spending time in that thing. Then when the pandemic mellowed out and the world opened up, I realized I could no longer stand being in airports or on airplanes. I only wanted to travel by bus. So I rented a bus and learned that that was really expensive. And then I decided to buy my own RV and wrap it with my tour art and use that. Holy shit, was I in love with this bus. I was so proud of it. My first thing was to film the most expensive stunt I've ever done, dropping off a helicopter onto the roof of it. I put 60,000 miles on this bus in 2022 alone, and I modified the living shit out of it. I put in cabinets. One of them, we ripped out the dishwasher to fucking put it in there. Ah! Oh shit. Oh fuck. Not good. Ah! I'm like a cabinet maker, dude. And of course, we made it into a podcast studio too. Switched the sofa for recliners. Added a big ass bunk bed. Now that bus has way over 100,000 miles on it. Maybe not way over 100,000, but over 100,000. And even though it breaks down sometimes when it rains, it's still going with a whole new wrap for a whole new tour. Since I moved from Los Angeles to Tennessee, the red van has stayed in Los Angeles for us to film podcasts there. And even though I have the tour bus in Tennessee, I can't drive that thing. Whenever I've tried, I've done serious damage to it. I'm not a good driver. So I needed a new RV that I can get around in, and oh boy, did I know what I wanted out of this new RV. It had to have a dinette like the tour bus because that's so perfect for podcasting. The dinette needed to slide out to make space for cameras. I needed the bed to be permanent because it's such a hassle in the red van, breaking down the bed to do podcasts, setting it back up. No, I want to be able to do both all the time. I wanted there to be a curtain. For some reason, the passenger seat didn't swivel, so I changed that. I added a killer new keypad entry lock. And because the red van got stuck anytime I went off-road.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I needed it to be a 4-wheel drive ass kicker. Then I learned about this company that does 4x4 conversions. They're called U-Joint Off-Road, and they're the only company in the world that does it like this. So I reached out, and they got right back to me. I was like, okay, I'm buying a Forest River Sunseeker. I'm picking it up in Indianapolis, driving it to Cincinnati to get it wrapped by the same people who wrapped my bus both times. They're called GCI Digital, and they kick ass. Then I'm driving it to Fletcher, North Carolina to U-Joint Off-Road, and that's what I did. What they do there is so badass, I don't even understand it, but I know there was a lot of sparks flying, a lot of stuff came off, and all kinds of stuff went in. If you want to know all the nerdy details, there's a link in the description. But suffice it to say, when I picked this thing up in North Carolina, it was ready to kick ass. As soon as I got behind the wheel, it finally made sense that the engine in this thing is called the Godzilla engine. Yeah, dude, it feels like a fucking ass kicker, man. I mean, the power was absurd. And I wanted to go through the mud and climb up bitchin' rocks and shit. Dude, that was fucking insane, dude. Was that the sickest ever? And I had no problem whatsoever doing it, man. Yeah, motherfucker! So now that I can take this thing anywhere I wanted to go, my next priority was to load it up with stupid amounts of house battery so that I can live off grid for like an entire week and have electricity for air conditioning, cooking, you name it. And the only people that I go to for that kind of battery are Battle-Born batteries. And here at the Inverter Service Center in Tennessee, they did this thing up, man. They found the space to put in more than twice the battery that they put into my tour bus. So I could live in it forever, basically. And I never have to worry about whether I have cell phone service or not because I got fucking Starlink on the roof. And it's perfect for podcasting. Thrash metal royalty, Dave Mustaine.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
What an intro.
Quick rundown. We got the bathroom, permanent bed, and TV. Full-size fridge, separate freezer, 3-burner stove, and my favorite, the extra bed and TV over the cab. Now we are kicking ass. I'm really enjoying spending time with it, going to state parks, campgrounds, just fucking getting out in nature and loving life. This thing is so ridiculously awesome. I've been talking to the RV manufacturer about maybe doing a limited edition batch of them with all of my modifications. So I hope you're watching this, Forest River RVs, because I'm serious about doing that. And if anybody out there wants to convert their Ford truck or van into an ass kicker, contact U-Joint Off-Road. And if you've got an RV and you're sick of the batteries dying, contact Battle-Born. And if you're in Tennessee, contact Inverter Service Center because, man, these guys are epic. So, that's all there is to it, folks. I'm getting ready to fucking jump in this thing and drive all the way to Florida, stopping at all kinds of state parks on the way. Time for some me time. Thank you for watching this video, and I love you. Yeah.